Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have really missed you guys. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I've just been trying to adjust to the baby and get used to her and falling in love with her. So I've been really behind with this video. I know you guys been wondering, does she have the baby? How's the baby? How's she? And all of that. And I'm gonna let you all know how I'm doing and everything like that. So I just want to first start by saying I did have the baby May 22nd at 5:07 p.m. My labor started around, I want to say 7 that morning, and I say that because I was having a good bit of contractions, and they were really far apart. They're about 30-40 minutes apart, but they were like pretty like strong, like menstrual cramps. So I was like, this doesn't feel right. You know, if they get closer, I'm definitely going to start paying attention to them. So they did start to get closer, and around 11 a.m. is when I was like, okay, they're getting really bad. Like, I think I'm in labor for real this time. And the contractions were about 10 minutes apart. And when I would have one, it was really painful. So I called my mom and I was like, hey mom, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, you know, stay here all day like this. I think I'm going into labor. I think I need to go to the hospital. I wanted to know for sure that I was in labor. And when my mom came, she came at 12. When she came, she saw how I was. She was like, oh, you know, you have to go to the hospital. You're definitely in a lot of pain. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can bear it. You know, I think I need to be seen to make sure, you know. So I tried, what happened before the labor, I took a really long walk that morning around my neighborhood, and I did a lot of stretching, and I was doing Kegels. And I don't know if this is what triggered me to go into labor, but I also was doing like the really the pregnancy squats, and it's basically your legs are wide open but you're bending forward towards your belly. I was doing a lot of those, and then the pain started to increase. So I'm like, okay, I didn't have anything to eat. Actually, I did eat some soup because, you know, I didn't want to have anything heavy on me and then I get in labor and I end up pooping or I end up throwing up. This video is gonna be hard to edit, but yeah. So around 12, that's when things started kicking in, and my mom decided she was gonna go ahead and take me to the hospital. So I'm like, okay, let's go, because I'm in a lot of pain. So I had all of my things ready. My hospital bag though was in his car, so I was, you know, hoping that he would make it in time so that I could have my birthing gown, because I really did not want to wear the hospital gown. But when I got to the hospital, they checked me and everything, and they said I was still about 2 centimeters and that my cervix was soft. So they told me they'd give me a little bit of time. They're gonna set me up and they're gonna see what happens. So they were monitoring my contractions, and they noticed my contractions were pretty close, and they said that I definitely was in labor, and they were gonna go ahead and admit me in to the labor and delivery area. So I got admitted in. So that's when I called him and I was like, babe, I'm definitely in labor. I'm really hoping you can hurry and get here in time. I don't know what time you're gonna finish. So he was telling me that he was already on his way back in town anyway, so he would be there hopefully in time. So I'm like, yeah, because it's not too close right now, and I'm about to, you know, get set up in the labor area, so you got a lot of time. And he's, you know, excited, like, wow, we're really gonna get to meet the baby today. And I'm so excited. My mom was happy. She was like, yes, get that baby out of there. So I'm like, yes, let's do this. And we go to the labor and delivery room, and they're setting up everything, and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh my god, this is real. I'm about to have my third baby. I am so excited. I can't wait to see this baby. Like, let's get to it. Even though I was in pain, and my contractions, they were pretty strong, but I really think I did a really good job. I would try to breathe the best I could through the contractions, but it was really hard because she was moving down. With every contraction, she would move more and lower, more and more low. So I would feel all of that pressure down there. So it was pretty painful, but I think I did a pretty good job. So around 1 is when we headed towards the labor and delivery room, and that's when they went ahead and called my doctor, letting him know, yes, she's here and she is definitely in labor, and we want to know what you want to do. So he headed over and he checked me, and by that time I was already 3.5 centimeters. So he was like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and start you on some Pitocin, and we're gonna get this thing going. And he asked me if I wanted the epidural. I was like, no, I don't do medicine. I don't want anything. I just want to go with the flow and let her do her thing. Let this happen how my body wants it to happen. So I got the Pitocin. He told me I was getting the Pitocin. I had no problem with the Pitocin, but I didn't want any pain medicine. That Pitocin, oh my gosh, it kicked those contractions like 10 times higher with the lightning bolt. Like, it was really strong. It was bearable, but it was so painful. I was like, wow, I'm hoping that we can get a move on. And my mom was just helping me breathe through the contractions, holding my hand until my fiance was going to be able to make it. And they both were very supportive. He made it at about 1:30, so I was already in the room for about 20 minutes, and then he already made it. So they wanted to go and get something to eat. We can't have food in the labor and delivery area, so they went downstairs. I was like, I'm fine, because I felt that I could handle everything. As soon as they left, my doctor came back in and he checked me, and he said I was still at 3.5 centimeters, and he went ahead and broke my water. Actually, I'm so sorry, he broke my water first before the Pitocin. So he broke my water, then he started me on the Pitocin, and he was monitoring my contractions, and he said they were about 3 to 5 minutes apart. So they were pretty close, and it was really intense. Like, I would have a contraction and then another one would be coming. It was pretty, we were on, she was coming. So I called and I was like, hey babe, you need to come back up because my water they just broke my water, and things are kind of about to start going, so try to hurry and eat. Next thing you know, they were back up already. Him and my mom, they had already finished all of their food, so they were down there stuffing their face. They didn't want to miss anything. And when he came right in time, because that's when I started to feel like, whew, I need like ice chips or something. My mouth was really dry. I did not want to change into my birthing gown anymore. I just needed to lay there and focus on getting the baby here smoothly and just thinking about her coming. I was just really overwhelmed and working hard right now. So he was feeding me the ice chips, and it got to the point where I started to feel like really tight down there, like I needed to push. So she told me to let her know when I needed to push, my nurse, and I told her, hey, I think I feel like I need to push. Can you see what's going on? And she checked me and she said the baby's head was definitely right there. So she went to go call my doctor. As soon as she left, I was like, babe, call her back. Please call her back. I have to push right now. Like right now, I need to push. Every word that I was trying to say, it's like the more and more I needed to push. So I started getting to the point where I was like, help, 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 help. I can't hold it. I can't hold it. So they're calling her. She runs back in and she's like, oh my gosh. She looks down and she's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, let me grab something, because the baby's head started to come out. So I'm like, oh, hurry, please hurry, because I need to push. I didn't want to hold the baby there. I didn't want to like start to stress my baby out. So I'm like, I'm not about to hold it any longer. I'm about to push. And at this point, before that, I'm so sorry because I keep switching up. Before her head got to the point where it popped out, when she checked me, she said I had jumped from 3 centimeters all the way to 7.5. So I'm like, okay, if we're at 7.5 at this point, am I gonna be able to push her out? Like, is she gonna fit? And yeah, so she checked me. That's when she went out to go try and call the doctor. And that at that point I was like, oh, call her back in, I need to push. So I basically started pushing at about 7.5, 8 centimeters. And yeah, so she started grabbing things and she started trying to hurry up and call backup, like nurses, and call a birthing doctor that could deliver the baby. So they're trying to call people, move things around. I'm like, hurry, please, everybody hurry. And I'm like, forget this. And I just start to push and her head pops out. And they're like, oh my God, babe. He's telling me, babe, the baby's head is right there. The baby's head is right there. And I'm like, I need to push her out. I need to push her out. I can't take it anymore. So they were trying to at least get the paper under me so that, you know, things won't go flying all over the hospital bed. So I'm trying to hold it as long as I can, and then they finally get the paper under me, and my nurse, she puts her hands under, and I just start to push, and the baby just comes out in her arms. And I'm like, oh, it feels so much better. It was so fast. I went into the labor room at 1:06, and I had the baby at 5:07. So to me, my labor at the hospital was pretty quick. I feel like I really did a good job. I didn't get any medicine, and I felt really proud of myself. And she came out, she was 6 pounds 13 ounces and 19 inches long, and she had so much hair. Oh my gosh, she was just so beautiful. And she came out crying. My other two, the first one, she came out quiet, and then she made noise. The second one, she didn't cry at all. They had to, I think, suction her, and she didn't cry until like a minute later. So when I first heard my baby come out and she was just yelling, had those lungs on her already, I'm like, yes, that's gonna be my star right there. She is gonna be the singer. She was loud. And I was like, wow, I'm just so happy that everything went smoothly. I did not tear. I didn't need any stitches, but my afterbirth was a little bit tough. I'm not really sure why, but my afterbirth took about 10 to 15 minutes. So I had to finish my Pitocin, and I had to basically keep getting pressed down on so that the afterbirth would move down more. It's like it was stuck some way, somehow, and it wasn't able to come right out. So I was very, very, very sore after they finally got it out, because of the pressing. They were pressing so much and so hard. They didn't want the placenta to harden up, because then it would have been bad. I would have had to do some type of procedure to get it out. So the pressure that they were using was pressure to move it down and try and get the placenta out. So it was really painful. But when they finally did that, I finally see them bringing me the baby, and the baby got to do the skin to skin with me. Oh my gosh, I instantly fell in love. Like, oh, I just couldn't bear with anything. Like, I was just in love. I couldn't control anything. I felt the connection like immediately. And they put her back. She had her first bath and things like that. She also tried to latch, and she had a little bit of a tough time doing it at first, and then that's when we, you know, found out that she was tongue-tied. It was just amazing. I couldn't believe that I just had my third birth, and it was beautiful. And I was just thankful that the baby came out healthy and that I was healthy. I was so ecstatic, I couldn't control myself. My phone, my mom's phone, was blowing up, and I'm like, no, I'm about to enjoy this baby. And he was so excited, like he couldn't hold back any tears. It was just a very joyful moment. Everything was beautiful about the situation. And I'm gonna show you her. And her name is Nevaeh Marie, and she was 6 pounds 13 ounces, and right now she's gonna be a month old tomorrow. Wow, baby. You say hi? You just want to sleep in? She's gained a lot of weight. I'm exclusively breastfeeding her, so she is a lot bigger than when she was born. She's like, I don't want to do this right now, mommy. She is so amazing. She's such a good baby, and she breastfeeds very well. She does an awesome job. As you can see, she's gaining weight very well. Yes, the kissy face. That's the kissy face, yes. Yes, so I will be doing a 1 month update for Nevaeh, and I'm just going to be telling you what we've been up to, how often we feed, just some simple little updates. Just some simple little updates about the baby for her 1 month. And I don't know if she's going to open her eyes for the video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't away too long for you guys. I just, you know, been enjoying the baby and getting back used to, you know, brand new mummyhood. So yes, what are you doing? She's so tired. Yes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will definitely see you all in the next video. And I really hope you enjoyed my labor and delivery. I'm gonna try and input some footage in. If I don't, I'm sorry. Any new moms out there, if you're watching this, definitely let me know how your labor and delivery went, and how was it when you gave birth, anything like that. What you did during labor and things like that. Yeah, so I want to get back to loving my baby. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, baby. Yeah, baby, come see your baby sister. Okay. Congratulations.
Okay, I'll let you know when you're going to make it food.
What's she doing?
She's looking at you.
Watch her head. Make sure they can't touch her head.
Hello.
Make sure they can't touch her head. They
With the sauce,
They can touch
We
it.
gotta be gentle.
Nana!
Hi, baby.
it, baby.
Check from the other side.